Jessica with Fantabulosity, and today I'm making your basic pancake. Now, I want to tell you that this is a step out of my realm because I love using Krusteaz pancake mix. I don't know, I'm just a fan of it. All you do is add water and they make these fluffy, glorious pancakes. And because I typically like to add things to my pancakes, like blueberries or chocolate chips, or stuff them with like a strawberry cream cheese frosting or something. I mean, it's just, I love being able to have fun with my pancakes. So the easier the better for me. But I've had so many of you ask, what kind of, how do you make your pancakes? And I want to be able to tell you that if you don't have a pancake mix on hand, you can still make pancakes at home. So what I'm gonna do is make pancakes from scratch, and they're super easy, super simple, using ingredients that you already probably have on hand. Now, this recipe is a little bit derived from a couple of recipes I found online, combined with my mom's recipe, so it's kind of become my own and kind of winging it. And I gotta say too, that I am not in my kitchen today. I am actually on a self-retreat. And if you follow me on Fantabulosity or Creating Your Happy, then you know that I have taken a self-retreat, and what that means is I've taken a couple days away without my kiddos, and just to kind of reflect, do some work, do some things that I love, so I can check out and kind of like become myself again. So I am actually in an Airbnb right now in someone else's kitchen, and it's a lot of fun. At the same time, I'm going, okay, where's my griddle for my pancakes? Because I don't make pancakes in a skillet. I use a griddle where I can make a bunch of pancakes at one time. So I'm gonna kind of wing it and see if I'm able to make a pancake with a skillet. All right, so the very first thing that you're gonna do is you're going to pour 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour into a large mixing bowl. Next, 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder. This helps make them super fluffy. Next, I do 3 tablespoons of sugar. Now, my mom only does 1 tablespoon, but I like a sweeter pancake. I know the syrup that we tend to put on pancakes is sweet enough, but there are a lot of times where I just grab a pancake and go, and I just eat it by itself. And I like for it to be sweet, so I don't really have to add the syrup to it. All right, once you have all the dry ingredients in there, grab your whisk or spoon or whatever and mix it together. Make sure the ingredients are blended in together. And next up, you are going to add 1.25 cups of milk. I use whole milk because my mom told me to. And growing up, that's what we used, and that's what I use at home to cook everything else. It's thicker, it just has a better consistency, I think. So whole milk is usually my go-to. Next, I add in an egg. So I just crack 1 egg right after the milk. Then you need 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And what I usually do is just pop that into the microwave for just a few seconds until it's melted. You don't want it too hot because you don't want to pour the hot butter into the mixture and cook the egg. All right, while that's melting, I'm gonna go ahead and pour in about 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I use pure vanilla extract instead of the imitation. You can use the imitation if you want, but I generally like the pure vanilla. Okay, for all of you newer cooks out there, sometimes the butter may not look melted, but if you pull it out and give it a stir, the hotter butter melts the solid butter, and it ends up all melting. That's just another little hack so you don't get your butter too hot. All right, so I've put my pan there on the burner to go ahead and let it start heating up. I'm gonna go ahead and put a tablespoon of butter, stick of butter, into my pan to get that going and melted and ready for the pancakes. And I'm gonna pour in my melted butter into my batter. And I'm going to grab my whisk, give it a stir. Now here's the trick. Do not overmix your pancake mix or your batter because you want lumps. Lumps are like little golden nuggets. It helps make the pancakes fluffy. So really what you want to do is just make sure your pancake batter is mixed to where all the ingredients are blended in. Don't beat it all to heck. You want to make sure you don't see any strings of egg yolk or anything like that. Now, a trick I use to put the pancake batter into the pan is using a measuring cup. I find that that's a lot easier than using a spoon and dripping it everywhere or just pouring it directly out of the mixing bowl. Now what I'm using here is a 1/2 cup, but I'm not filling it all the way to the top because that would make a really big pancake. My butter is melted and it's ready for the pancake batter. Now a tip I do want to share with you, when you're cooking pancakes, when there are a lot of bubbles forming on top of the pancake, then it's time to flip over. Early on in the early years of cooking pancakes, I would constantly grab my spatula and lift up on the edges to see if it's golden brown. But really, when somebody told me, Jessica, no, you just wait until there's a bunch of bubbles forming on the top and then it's time to flip, changed my pancake cooking life. All right, so as you can see, there are some bubbles forming on the top. I'm probably gonna let it go for maybe another 15 seconds or so just to get a little extra bubbles on it. Perfect. You can see there, it's a beautiful golden brown. I'm gonna let it cook about an additional minute on this side and then it'll be ready. All right, and there you have it. You have a beautiful pancake that's ready for eating. Now to do the rest, you don't have to keep adding a tablespoon of butter to your pan if you don't want to. There's still a little bit left over from that one, so I'm just gonna keep using that. You may have to add more after the second one, the third one, whatever. Just keep an eye on it. Make sure there's a coating of melted butter on it. And then you just repeat until all your batter is used. And just like that, you have a pile of pancakes that your family is gonna love. So if you don't have pancake mix on hand, no problem. You probably have all the ingredients on hand that you need to make the pancakes. And now they're ready for serve. That's a good pancake. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Can't remember where it's at. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.